I'll tell you, the clutch certainly feels much better. And yeah, kind of about what it was before. So yeah, still got that little bit of coolant leak by the nipples. I have a feeling that's the, by the best that we can tell looking from the distributor side, that's the stupid repair that HBR did on the water pump housing. So more than likely with the other one that I have, I'm gonna have to pull all of this off and replace it. And I'm sure they're gonna say, oh yeah, bring it on down, we'll fix it. But what about the labor involved in you know, pulling the whole front of the motor? So also was a little irked with Mazzolini because they didn't have the dipstick on there, so when they filled the motor they never, you know, checked it and marked it. So right now I have no idea where the fill level is other than basing it off of the oil pressure. So I'm gonna have to probably drain everything and then fill it back up and see, you know, where I'm at on that. Yeah, I'm not used to that bit of noise, but oh man, if I take the oil filler cap off, yeah, it's pretty loud. Other than that, everything else looks good in here. I was just, you know, all of my gauges and stuff, you know, I've still got to track down this one for the tach because I know it goes from negative on the distributor over to spot number 20 on the clamshell as one wire, and then 20 on the inside under the dash to another. But yeah, we're gonna have to just trace that down, see where it might be disconnected, and then try to, now that I got that spring out, get up underneath there and see if there's anything on the tach, because I would like all this to work, at least for right now. I'm happy without the clock, but because when you're in this car, who cares about the time? Yeah, and other than that, and even the radio, well, I gotta put the antenna back on, but even the radio's on. And yeah, I already tested all the other lights. And then if you watch that motor, well, actually, you watch everything, watch the whole car shake. Yeah, that's good. Again, I have to still, you know, jury's still out on this, but I'm starting to hear that little bit of thumpy rumble. So again, as all the packing and stuff, you know, gets into play, and then, you know, if need be, like I said, I would like the original look and maybe just take those chambers out or packing or whatever's in those back mufflers, and you know, and that should improve too. I mean, I can hear it. It's just the idle is kind of stuck high right now, but I want to get it out and make sure everything is okay. Get it over to Mark, carburetors only, and that's Monday, so we can get all that adjusted, get that air fuel corrected, and kind of go from there. Because yeah, the carb shop, Verbanchik, yeah, not too happy with that. Like I said, we had some problems with that little idle and whatever else, so I have no idea what they did or didn't do. More of what they didn't do, because they pulled those off and they put those jetting plates in, and then they were supposed to you know, flow test them, put them on their 6-pack car, and you know, Tony and Spencer, you know, had obvious issues, and yeah, not happy with that. So yeah, so I gotta check this. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be coming from, yeah, something on there on the downside, and I have a whole new wiring harness for that as well. But yeah, we're gonna go out, hit the sandwich shop, give it a nice little shakedown, and kind of take it from there. So man, just unbelievably happy that it's moving on its own again, and hopefully this motor will far outlive the two of us. So as always, we will see you on the next one. Later.
I was just telling Plum Crazy Pam that that's exactly how 1970 radio on AM should sound. But so nice, yeah, having this thing out, and good. Yeah, we already had a maiden voyage, but you know, just consider this one another one. Let's see. Nah, that's not good enough. I gotta get like second. How about this?